I know. Like the first thing y'all probably thinking of is, oh my God, Survivor! Look at that yee ass haircut, look, you got like right there. Yeah, y'all probably like, yeah, that haircut though. We're gonna be talking about my haircut. Like, we're gonna be here talking about a game that I've been waiting for. I've been waiting to get it to release in January for consoles. Because, I'm a console dude. I'm just a console dude. If you're a PC guy, obviously y'all got that shit early for early access. If y'all already read the title, yes. This is my review of RWBY Grimm Eclipse. A game that I was pretty excited for. Like on the day it released on consoles for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and I'm pretty sure it was also when the game was fully finished, from what I heard anyway. Uh, I was pretty excited for it, and since it is RWBY's first game, it and it's for $20, and it's a hack and slash. I was like, okay, that's pretty decent enough. It's like its own indie game possibly, but it is published by a studio that's with fucking Rooster Teeth, or have a contract with, or some shit like that to make this RWBY game. Whatever. And they make a hack and slasher. I was like, okay, $20, that's decent enough. I was pretty excited though. I was, I was wanting, a great story. Like it did say it had an interesting story to it, and I was like, oh my God, I cannot wait to see the story with cutscenes, the characters interacting with this interesting story going on. Like, I'd be more into that than a gameplay, because I love stories more than the actual gameplay in video games. That's what I was looking forward to, because it's fucking RWBY, and this game was went on early access when Volume 3 was coming out. I think they started promoting that by Chapter 6 of Volume 3, and the game fully released back when Volume 4 was still going. I think it was almost done at the time. But when I finally got it, to be honest, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad game, but I kind of wish I could have spent that fucking $20. Like, there's that part of me where I wish I could have spent those $20 fucking dollars for like the walk like for like I don't know, like the Walking Dead Michonne series. I'm not kidding. There's that part of me that kind of makes me wish, like, y'all want to know why I feel like this? Well, let's get on with the review. Now let me open the sky. Don't get out of the road. 虹に苦悩さしと見立つ。So, RWBY Grimm Eclipse. RWBY's first published game, official game, ever since its success, as a web series by Rooster Teeth. It got immensely popular to the point where it got its own manga taking place in events of volumes 1 and 2. And I heard that at the manga itself even puts more of a story to, like, what happened in the in the trailers, that was released before volume 1, before volume 1 even released. They put the manga focuses a lot more on that stuff. Like, it got itself its own video game, just Grimm Eclipse, and it's even got itself a Japanese dub in Japan. That's how fucking popular it's gotten, to the point where people actually think it's an anime. Even Monty I heard, the creator himself, before he passed away, that he even said, for what I heard, that he preferred to call into an anime, which is cool as fuck too. That's why I heard. I don't know if it's really true or not, but that's what I heard from some people. I'm gonna be honest. RWBY has come a long way, and it definitely deserves the amount of popularity it's gotten over the years, over the past, several years. I think it came out in 2014, I believe, the first volume. Yeah, but now RWBY's got its own first video game with Grimm Eclipse. Let's talk about it. Grimm Eclipse takes place in between volumes 2 and 3. It's taking place after the fucking breach of the Grimm attacking Vale, and basically showing everybody kick the Grimm ass. Like, that's basically what happened. This game just basically takes place after what happened then. Just damn man. Okay, and they did say it has its own interesting storyline. And yes, the story itself with the mystery of Doctor Merlot. Shit, I cannot pronounce shit right. Dr. Merlot and everything else. That storyline, from again, when I was playing it, yes, the story was interesting. I really liked it, especially with the conversation between Ozpin and Dr. Merlot's conversation. In like when you're like halfway through the game, it's really interesting and just well done. Again, it's really interesting when you're really going into it. And yes, the story is interesting, but not strong. It's not as strong as the actual series. Now, you could say that RWBY Volume 1 storyline wasn't all that interesting, wasn't all that strong, but I think what really made the volume really strong on its own was because of the characters and the action and and some of the character depth and all that shit that Volume 1 provided us. But it just really hurts it to the point where it just really hurts that the game didn't, like, it had a pretty good, interesting story along. What was missing was cutscenes where the characters are or even the characters interacting with each other. Like, even if you play on multiplayer, the characters barely even interact, and until you get to the combat with the team attacks. That just sucks. It really does. Now, don't get me wrong, the game is cool. I really do enjoy the gameplay, but again, the story, it's interesting, but it was pretty damn weak. The only times you're gonna be able to get any, like, okay, yes, the voice actors and actresses for the characters are there. RWBY's voice, like when you're playing as RWBY, if you just want to play a character and just have fun playing as her or him in the game, you just gotta play as RWBY, okay? There are times where she'll make where she's like done like making them like doing an ultimate. She makes explosion noises like he's in some Michael Bay movie or something. It's really funny, and And playing with Nora is pretty fun too. But I think the best character to play with though has to be Weiss. Her fucking style is not only fast paced, or at least to me, and well, at least to me anyway, but the way like she shoots with her sword, and just the way she her character style is paced. Because Weiss is really fun and really fast paced to really play as. Blake is pretty fun, so is Yang, and like every character has their moments out playing as. But again, there's no cutscenes, barely any character interaction unless you're doing a team attack. That's it. Again, that's pretty disappointing. But then again, when the game was being developed, they were also making RWBY Chibi, RWBY Volume 3, then there's RWBY Volume 4. Like, Rooster Teeth just works their fucking asses off all the damn time. And it's, the people are Rooster Teeth. They work their fucking asses off. And again, I can kind of understand why they didn't put cutscenes and the actual voice acting in there. I can see why. Because again, we are living in a generation where people just want this shit now, and I think Rooster Teeth acknowledges that. Because people are pretty damn selfish. Like, remember that time when you heard that like One Piece was probably gonna be monthly? People were flipping their fucking shit about it. And to be honest, I kind of feel like it should have happened, because the average mangaka and their health, like, it's pretty hard. And Oda has been hospitalized at times. So to be honest, I feel like that should have been really the case. Because not only will you have more time to work, but more time to relax and and actually think about things. Because there are things I heard about in One Piece that people just did not like about. People didn't like shit like on Fishman Island or Dressrosa. Like people just did not like so that Oda has done like recently and shit. And I think it's probably because they're really stressed. Jump is really stressing out and shit. I think you could probably see. I'm pretty sure Oda could probably basically see like fucking understand why Kubo's situation at times, but every manga is the same. I'm just saying, I'm just pointing that shit out because I kind of feel like mostly every popular manga has to be at least monthly to me, really, because the fucking mangakas really need help. Some are hospitalized because of the overwork bullshit, but that's just me. Back to RWBY though. Again, I can understand why they didn't do that shit. But what I can say is that in the game though, again, the story's interesting. I really do like the character Merlot, but again, cutscenes in the story, like in the characters, I feel like next time when they make the next game, hopefully they'll improve on that, because that is something I really want to look forward to. That was the actual gameplay. The gameplay is your average hack and slash. There's really barely anything new, really. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's really fun. I mean, especially when you get like if you're a RWBY fan, you'll get a pretty damn good first impression. But it'll slowly die at times, really, because it gets repetitive very fucking quick. And it just sucks. Like, again, it just sucks that it just gets really boring really damn quick. But I know every character has you like every single time when you die, you'll get like you can play as a different character and try to beat this part with this certain character. I can see that. But again, I can understand why they make the single player, especially on normal, feel like it's feel like it's on almost on some Dark Souls level of difficulty at times when you're playing just on normal difficulty on single player. I can understand why, because the game is mainly has been promoted for the multiplayer system, so you can play with friends. And I have gone into a game with others, and it's been a damn blast. Even after a few months, but I can definitely see why I barely even find anybody when even if I do try now, though, because even after you beat the game, you get everybody up to level 10. What the fuck else is there to do? Level out the rest, and then again, what else? Again, it's disappointing. Damn. I ain't trying to hate on the game, because it is fun at times. I do enjoy playing as certain characters and their dialogue at times. Like you'll probably go back and play through the rest of the game as this character, then play the rest of the game as this character, and this and that shit. Just to see like their reactions to this certain plot point, because there are different dialogue systems. And just again, the gameplay again isn't anything different. It's your normal hack and slasher. Some of the ultimates are really fucking cool. Like, I fucking love Ren's. His definitely fits. I love fucking Pyrrha's, which is pretty OP on its own. But then again, it is Pyrrha. I mean, she's OP as fuck. And there's John's, where it's basically him just powering up, where he basically just went Super Saiyan. Yeah, that's that. That's basically that. And I gotta talk about the roster of the characters. If you just get the game just by itself, you're only limited to 4 different characters. There's no unlockable characters, no like unlock bonuses or costumes or anything like that. Like The Last of Us did. Like where you beat the game on a certain difficulty, you'll get like this fucking costume. There really isn't any though. Like I'm pretty damn sure there isn't. I'm pretty sure. Let me look up. Let me look up. There's any, like unlockables in this damn game, because I really just Grimm Eclipse. Unlocks. Yeah, the only thing you can unlock is the fucking moves. That's it. That's really just come on. Come on. Like, there's no unlockables for characters? Let me turn on the light. I mean, it kind of sucks, really. Like, it... Again, by the time when this was in early access, and by the time it was fully released, y'all couldn't play characters like Crow, Winter, Coco, Velvet, other characters like Cinder, Mercury, Emerald, fucking Neo, like Sun, Penny, like they're like by the time when this game was fully released, there were still a bunch of characters. I mean, fucking Amber of all characters, because that girl was OP. Like, we couldn't get a lot. Like all we got was that were involved even if you do get the Team Juniper bundle, which is what I got, which was like $23. So I did get like a $25 Xbox gift card and use the entire damn thing on that. Even if you do get the Team Juniper bundle, where you'll get John, Nora, Pyrrha, and Ren, it still feels really short when it comes to the character rosters. Like, there's no other characters you can play as. And that just sucks. But, again, I can probably, accept that it was probably because of, volume back when RWBY Chibi was being produced immediately after Volume 3. And then there was Volume 4. I could completely understand if those had anything to do with that. I could completely accept it, and because I fully understand why. Because when Rooster Teeth is done with a fucking volume or something, they're going to immediately work on the next thing very next, and all that shit, because it seems like they always just get on to the next thing immediately afterwards, and if that's how they're doing it, I can completely understand why they didn't do all that much with everything else, and try to incorporate all this shit into the game. I can completely understand that. But the thing is, and again, like the game does feel really, I don't know, like it feels really average, but that's probably what they were going for, because this is the very first RWBY game. Like, it's average, it doesn't have your standard hack and slash, unlockable, and leveling up system. It feels like they were trying to, and it really is, and I can definitely understand it, and it's really reasonable why they put it at $20 at release. It's because the game itself, because they were probably making the game just so it could probably be like that. Because again, look back at Volume 1 of RWBY. That was back when the budget for the series was lower, a lot lower. Because when you look at animation with RWBY, the background characters were shadow people. Like any character that wasn't a shadow person, this character was important, or that they had planned for much later. But by Volume 2 onward, they switched the shadow people to actual NPCs, and pretty damn good looking NPC. Fuck, I've been playing too much damn Sword Art Online Hollow Realization, because that's, fuck, man, I've been playing that game way too fucking much. Background characters, like the background characters are pretty well done, pretty well designed, and they're all also newer characters too. But again, like, even as the game, again, if it has anything to do with the stuff that's why they couldn't put in cutscenes, and that's why it's pretty low budget, I can completely understand why. If it has anything to do with RWBY Chibi or Volume 4 or Volume 3, and maybe in production of Volume 5, maybe. But I can completely understand why, if it's anything like that. And if it is anything like that, I'll probably up the score up a bit for this review. Just 1 point, if it has anything to do with any development of the actual series. Because you do not want to put a stress on the actual voice actors and actresses for the series, just to do this. But yeah, like, again, the actual game itself, it's average. But it is pretty damn fun. But I just wish that the game just had a lot more improvement. And there is more to improve. Like, if they do end up making a second game, I do hope there's lots of improvement. again, introduce us to a whole new story, possibly taking place after the events of this game. You know, like maybe Grimm Eclipse Part 2, Dr. Moreau's Revenge or some shit, you know? Like, or a whole new villain, you know? I mean, something like that. Like, come on. And, you know, y'all can maybe, you know, pull off some Final Fantasy 15 hack and slash shit. And maybe add some unlockables, you know, for costumes, more characters, you know, cutscenes and character interaction. I'm talking about actual character interaction. You know, all that good stuff. Because if the actual RWBY series can improve, so can the games. And I do hope that RWBY does turn into a gaming franchise, because it has lots of potential, and they can go on as like an actual franchise, like the web series is. But I gotta admit something else, like the actual characters look straight from the series. Even the gameplay at times does look like it's some from the actual series, even the 3D looks, and some of the areas, even though they're extremely linear, some of them actually were pretty damn cool. Especially Dr. Moreau's lab. When you get to that point, it is damn good. Really well, you know, done looking. Like it looks really cool, even though pretty damn large compared to, like, the actual size of the character. It's because you look like a fucking ant compared to like how big the place is. It's still cool looking. And also, the artifacts that you find in the game are chess pieces that were from the first volume, where the only use of those is to, you know, get more experience to, you know, level up. Now, if you're going to be doing this shit again, at least make it to a more variation. Like, different ones. I'm talking about, like, let's say if we, let's say, like, one of the artifacts that will give us this much experience will be, like, Crow's Sword. Like you found Crow's Sword in the middle of the fucking map. Or maybe, or some random, like, Weiss's Binder or some shit. Like, or maybe, you know, Yang's Gauntlets, or, or a White Fang Mask, or Torchwick's Cane, you know, some, or maybe even fucking Zwei, like Zwei himself, you know, some random or some cool shit to actually find as artifacts. Like, again, I really want this shit to actually succeed, because I do hope there is another RWBY game in the future. Because, again, if the actual series can improve, so can the games. Because I love video games, and the RWBY franchise can actually improve as a video game series. I do hope that the second game would at least improve at least half of what I expect. Or maybe even all the way. I do hope it does at least. Then, if they do plan on doing another game, and I hope at least most of my expectations would reach, because it's an awesome idea, and it can keep on with the same formula, but at least, you know, improve on a lot of that. I'm talking about also including the gameplay, you know, maybe some unlockables and all that cool stuff. So, what is going to be my final rating for RWBY Grimm Eclipse? RWBY Grimm Eclipse, again, it's more than likely because I like the story and the characters and the voice acting and all that stuff. It was mostly because of the works of RWBY Chibi and Volume 3 or even Volume 4. It's more than likely because of that, because, you know, Volume 3 ended by, like, fucking March, the RWBY Chibi was coming out in fucking in the fucking summer of that same year. Then there was fucking Volume 4, and like again, there was like RWBY shit going on all over all fucking year. So it probably has something to do with that. And if it has something to do with that, I'm not giving the game a 5 out of 10. Because of that, because it's more likely like that. Because I know businesses are complicated as fuck, and because I've been learning a lot more about business a lot lately and how things kind of go. So as a game, RWBY Grimm Eclipse gets a 6 out of 10. It's a decent hack and slash, and I can understand why some elements and why it ain't like some that we would expect out of RWBY by now. I can probably understand why, and it's still a good game and pretty fun too. But even after you unlock all the the abilities and level up the characters to level 10, and the small ass roster and very linear and can get pretty repetitive, boring gameplay, it's a 6 out of 10. It's still fun. I do like listening to the characters talk and pull off team attacks that are pretty damn cool in multiplayer. And hell, because of the game's because of RWBY's popularity, the game actually was the one day back in January was the most sold game on Xbox One by the time it released. That is a huge milestone. That just goes to show how popular RWBY has gotten, to the point where on one day, the Grimm Eclipse was the most sold game, most well sold game at that point. That is fucking. That is going to show again how popular the series has become and how well received it is. 6 out of 10 is worth it. I do hope the games. I do hope there's another. I do hope there's a game where there's another game coming, like in the next couple of years or something, where it does improve majorly on the gameplay and the story and everything and characters. Maybe it really all depends on how it'll go. But as much as, because of how much I love video games, I want something like this to actually succeed and probably be as good as the RWBY series as well. This has been my review of RWBY Grimm Eclipse. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like the video if y'all enjoyed it. Subscribe if y'all want to see more. Comment below what y'all think. And if y'all are new to the channel and want to see more, be sure to subscribe for more. And again, I hope you guys enjoy it, and I will see y'all next time. Survivor out.